All right, if you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Awesome, fantastic. If you are excited to learn something today, I'm gonna pull a Carrie win on you guys. Give me some eyeballs. Yes, you guys are ready. You're ready to have fun. Fantastic. Okay, very good. Well, I'm excited to be here with you guys. If you are brand new or we have never met, my name is Melissa Butler. I'm one of the champs on your team. In this team call, we try to kind of jump around from champ to champ, so you hear from different people. But I'm super excited to be on here with you guys tonight. I do want to encourage you, if you have like a notepad and a pen, you might want to have that out so that you're able to take notes in case I talk too fast. I used to be a teacher and an elementary school counselor, and I'm guilty of being a really fast talker. So you can write some things down, you can go back and watch the recording, or you can just be like, Melissa, slow down. So that's totally fine. So get that out. If you have a second device that you can pull up your cloud office on, that would also be really helpful. If you're, in the car or something, you're only on your phone, that's totally fine. You can turn off video and go to your cloud office and just listen if you want to play with what we're doing while we're doing it. I know for me, it helps me to learn by doing it with someone versus just listening or just watching them do it. So I'm going to walk you through some things tonight that I'm really excited about. So real quick, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about tonight, so that you're excited. And like I said, I'm going to try to honor your time in 30 minutes, but I am willing to stay on longer than that for anybody who has questions afterward or wants to dig in or wants to ask other things. I will stay on for another like 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you guys want to. My husband is a saint and has all 4 of my babies right now in the other room feeding them dinner. So say a prayer for Justin Butler. Okay. So that's kind of the goal for tonight. So what we're going to talk about first is I'm going to go very brief into a tiny bit of goal setting, just because we just had level up and that's a huge piece of that. I mean, like 1 minute, we're going to talk about it. And then I have a really special guest on here tonight. One of the things we're going to start doing on these calls is having a promoter on the team who is doing something really neat in their business, his or her business, share what that is. Because I want you to walk away from these team calls every week with strategies, with ideas that you can go and apply to your business to move it forward, and to hear from someone other than just your champs. It's important for you to hear from other people who are growing their business, maybe people just getting started or who have been in it for a short period of time. So I have somebody who's going to share tonight something they're doing. And then we're going to talk a lot about customer retention and multiplication. So when you get customers, how do you hang on to your customers and help them become raving fans so that they stick around? And then how do you multiply that and create a ripple effect with it? Because otherwise what happens is you get stuck in a hamster wheel of bringing people on and people falling off. That's a natural thing that happens in sales. So we're going to address customer retention tonight and multiplication. So if that sounds good to you guys, give me a thumbs up if you're excited to learn something new. Awesome. Okay, so real quick, we're going to jump in really fast to goal setting. You're like, Melissa, whatever, I know how to set goals. Okay, I thought that I knew how to set goals and have vision for myself. But one thing that I have learned in this business and that I have found is that I can dream big in this business, bigger than I ever thought I could. And when you start to achieve some goals, sometimes you forget to set new goals. Okay. And having a very specific, clear goal in mind. And I'm not just saying like, oh, I want to be a rank 6. Okay. Maybe your goal is to be a rank 6, and that's awesome. Put that on your board, write it down. But I want you to write down today a very tangible, specific goal for your business. This might be related to number of customers that you want to bring on. This might be the amount of money you would like to make sure you put a date on that, by when. So I want you to think to yourself, is there a vacation you want to take your family on within the next year or 18 months? How much is it going to cost? What is the date, right? Is there a camp you want to put your child in this summer? So in the next 3 months, you want to make maybe $300 so that you can do that. Okay, come up with a specific goal, a financial goal or a customer goal, and I want you to write that down. And I want you all to know, money is not everything to me, but I do want you to understand that money is a direct representation of how many people's lives you help be better with this business. We get rewarded as promoters for helping other people, and that's reflected in our finances, in our rewards plan. So writing down a financial goal gives you something really solid to shoot for, and it helps you break down the activity you need in order to get there. Okay, so just think for just a moment, jot something down, whatever pops into your mind, even if you're like, oh, that's a little bit of a pipe dream, that's okay. Write it down on your notepad. And what I want to challenge you guys to do is to put that somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Maybe tape it up on your mirror in your bathroom, put it next to your nightstand, whatever it is that you're going to see it every day, put it there. And the reason I say that is because in those moments of mom life, dad life, work life, whatever it is, where you are stressed and overwhelmed and you don't feel like you have time to work this side gig and all you want to do is crash out at the end of the day. How many of you have felt that way before? I know I have. Having that specific goal and reading it and saying, I want this, and I know this vehicle can get me there, is going to give you the energy for 10 more minutes to send one more message, right? To throw one more thing in your story. And it's that inspired action, just a little bit every single day, consistently, that is going to get you to where you want to go. Okay. So that's my point and why it's important to set a goal. That is like my super condensed we talk about goals and vision. We talk about that on a really large scale at every huge Prove It event. But I wanted to share my heart with you about that. And I wanted to challenge you to write something down. So if you wrote something down, even if it's chicken scratch and you're going to revisit it later, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. I want to see how many people wrote at least something down on their notepad for their goals. Fantastic. Awesome, Betty. Fantastic. Shannon, Nikita, Lindsay, love it. Fantastic. Perfect. All right. We're going to jump right into my special guest. She's going to share super brief. She has been, she's newer in the business. She's going to introduce herself. She's going to tell you how long she's been a promoter with Prove It. And then a specific action step that she's been taking on almost a weekly basis, I believe, and what that just kind of looks like. She's going to give you a very brief overview, and this is something we can do a training on later on in more depth. But I just want her to kind of place this nugget and this idea in your brain, because we talk all the time about social media, and I want to make it clear that social media is not the only way to grow your business. So Lindsay Burns, do you want to come off of mute?
Hi guys.
Hey Lindsay.
So pretty much my name is Lindsay Burns. I'm a first-time mom to an adorable 15-month-old boy. I have my own personalization business, so I've been doing these craft and vendor shows for over 2 years. So you kind of get a feel for the ones that attract, the most people, or where certain ones are going to be, because they're pretty repetitive throughout the years and the seasons. And pretty much I thought, let me set up a little section of my table with the ketones and see if I, can get any interest. And it's very uncomfortable for me because I'm a very behind the scenes, kind of in the background person. And selling my t-shirts and my cups and stuff, it's just, people come, they look at it, if they want it, if they like it, they buy it. You don't really have to explain the process of how you do it, or explain what that product can do for you. It's pretty self-explanatory. So having to give out information about the ketones and about different ingredients, and it's just very uncomfortable for me. But it's something that you get comfortable doing more and more as you do it. And I actually now look forward to doing it. I walk away from the shows with like a little bit more pride than what I started with, because it's like, I can do this. And I know it's uncomfortable. I am probably the most uncomfortable out of anybody doing this, talking to people in person. But it's not, it is what you make it. And you don't have to be uncomfortable. That's one thing your champs will say, is like, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because your business is what you make it. And you have to take those steps outside of your comfort zone. And these shows have really done that for me. And like I said, so I have been doing these shows for a while, but you can find the different vendor events on different Facebook groups. I think the group that I follow is South Jersey Vendor Shows or something like that. But if you search it in Facebook, you can find different things, different places, different flyers around your town. Keep an eye out for vendor shows, craft shows, different events like that. And even while you're at the shows, people are passing out flyers of upcoming shows, or the person next to you selling is talking about different shows that they have scheduled. So I am pretty booked up until like fall and Christmas. So why not bring in the ketones, and make that a part of it? Because you're literally reaching an entirely new audience. Social media only takes you so far. It's like, your friends or friends of friends. But like when you come to these shows, it's a completely new pool of people that you're exposing to the products and getting their interest and stuff. And it's just simple. It's a simple way to progress. And my setup's pretty simple. I don't have a lot of money invested into it. Like I'm pretty spanking new. I think I started the end of March. So I've only been doing this for a little over a month. So pretty much I have on my table a couple of the boxes of the flavors so people can see what the different flavors are that I offer, or different flyers that show like the benefits of the nats or the benefits of the ketone challenge box. And I do trial packs. So I do 5 trials or a 5-day trial for $35. And even if you don't have the trials, I usually put out a clipboard with where they can sign their name and their number, and I'll reach back out to them later. And I have gained customers that way. Maybe sometimes they're just not sure, or they don't have the money at the event to put out. So I'll reach back out to them, and they will, I'll hook them back up through the text message or Facebook or whatever. And that's really it. I mean, try it. I would say try it, because vendor shows are definitely where it's at. I definitely surprised myself by doing it. And people are interested in it. Like when they see all of the benefits that ketones offer, I mean, people are interested in it. And I mean, you do have those skeptical people, but you change their minds. It's crazy how people, like, once they see, oh, wait, you do this? They want to see that it works. They want to see how easy it is and how it benefits you. And they just want to relate in that way. They don't want to just be sold on something. So being able to tell them your personal story, I mean, I definitely think being at vendor shows is where it's at. It is uncomfortable, but just do it and you will be so proud of yourself for just actually doing it.
Awesome. Thank you, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
If you guys got some value out of that, put a 1 in the chat for her. Like she said, she joined in March, and I'm like, hey, you want to share on a team Zoom? How many of you would be comfortable sharing on a team Zoom? Not everybody. So super proud of her and thankful for her. She and her teammate Lindsay Uva sent me a picture of her setup, and like she said, it's super, super simple. So don't overthink it. Remember to reach out to your teammates. If this is something you're interested in doing, connect with Lindsay, ask her a question, connect with people who've done vendor events, and you can get glean some knowledge from them. So, and that's something that we can do a larger, like, full team training on if we want to at some point, and show pictures of different vendor events, talk about ways to find them, all of that good stuff. So if you make a note on your pad, search vendor events and add 1 to your calendar, that would be a huge step forward for your business and helping you to starting to get out of your comfort zone. So that takes me to my next thing. And I want to share briefly with you a quote by one of my absolute favorite people to listen to, Jim Rohn. Many of you maybe have heard of him. He's like a legend when it comes to network marketing. And I have it on my board over here. I'm going to read it to you guys. And it says, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. Okay. So if you serve enough people, if you help enough people hit their goals, then you're going to hit your goals. And if you keep that mentality in mind, that's going to move your business forward. So that kind of is a good segue into the next part of what we're going to talk about, which is the customer retention and multiplication. So like I briefly said at the beginning, if we are always focused on new volume, right? Like we're always talking about 500 club, 1000 club, MVP multiplier, these goals for new volume, because having new conversations moves your business forward. And that is great. However, you are going to have people drop off as well, okay? That is a normal part of sales. It's a normal part of business. So don't get down on yourself when you see that pulse notification come across your screen that says so-and-so canceled SmartShip. Okay, it happens. Use that as an opportunity to reach out to the person and say, hey, I saw that you canceled your SmartShip. I just wanted to check in with you and see if you were trying to change flavors or if there's any way I can support you further. Right? So I always use that as a chance to touch the person. So make a note of that because that's super important. But what I want you guys to see is that if you are constantly bringing people in, right, but we're not working on keeping them as customers long-term and they fall off, you are always going to stay right here in your business. So if you have ever felt like you're at a plateau or you've gotten stuck at a certain rank and you're not having that growth that you'd like to see, a big piece of that is customer retention and learning how to multiply your business with less effort. Like rather than hustle harder, I like to say hustle smarter. I said that to Jamie earlier on the phone. Hustle smarter, not harder. I'm a mom. I got to spend time with my babies. So if I'm in my office or I'm working and I'm hustling, I want it to be smart and efficient. How many of you guys want it to be smart and efficient, right? You want to move this further faster. Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you guys tonight. I'm going to show you some reports that you can pull in your back office. And some of these reports are going to be mind-blowing for some of you. Okay, some of them you might be like, okay, this helps me a little bit. But what I want you to understand about these reports is that if you're brand new and your report isn't real big because you don't have a whole lot of customers yet, don't play the comparison game because I'm going to pull my report and you're going to see it. And remember, I've been in the business for 4.5 years. Okay. So first of all, don't play the comparison game when you're looking at your report. Okay. It doesn't say anything about your potential at this business. Okay. But I want you to think to yourself, now that I have this knowledge of what this means and I can implement these things, okay, I'm going to move my business forward. So what I want everyone to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I want you on your second device or on your phone, if you need to turn video off, I want you to pull up your Cloud Office. Okay, I can still see some of you guys over there. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my home screen. Okay. Let's see if I can pull up real quick. Oh, this is good. Okay, I can see some people on video. So if you guys can see my screen, okay, give me a thumbs up. I know we're good. Awesome. Melissa, Lindsay, Cindy, can you guys see my screen? Cool. Okay, y'all are the faces I can see right now. Okay, so we're going to start here and we're going to go to the Manage tab and go to Community. So you can write these steps down or you can follow along with me in your cloud. Right, and we're going to scroll down. And for those of you who are new, this is where you can see all of your customers that are your personal customers, ones that you have personally enrolled. Okay, if you toggle over from this community button here to Insights, okay, that's where we're going to be spending a lot of our time. And that's where you can also see order history. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. Okay, but what's really important is this tab right here, Sponsorship Tree Personal. If you are brand new in the business and you have some base customers, you're going to stay on this page, Personal. Okay, if you have a promoter under you who has customers under them, then you want to change this tab to Team so you can see your first 3 levels, levels 1, 2, and 3. So your first level promoter, second level, third level. Okay, if you have more than 3 levels in the business, okay, if you have 4 levels deep of promoters, then you can pull up Community. So you can see everyone in your downline. Okay, I'm going to start by pulling up my team just so it's easier. It's just going to show you my levels 1 through 3. Okay, so I'm going to change that to Team. Oh. And from there, I'm going to go over to Insights and I'm going to click Insights. This is still on Team. And from here, this is where if you want to look up people's orders, you can click Order History. Okay, and you can see what people specifically ordered. Now, what we're going to do instead is we're going to scroll down this list. And we are going to go to what says Endorsement Bonus. You guys still with me? Endorsement Bonus. So we went from Sponsorship Tree Team to Insights to Endorsement Bonus. Let's see, hang on. Okay, I want to make sure I can only see a couple faces, so I want to make sure you guys are with me still. Melissa Brown, can you see it okay? You guys doing okay? Jenny, awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, so from here, from Endorsement Bonus, this is showing me for the current month of May. I'm going to change this to April. Okay, because I want it to pull up for last month so I can get a full picture. Okay. It's loading, give it just a moment. Spinning. Okay, so what this is going to pull up, okay, it has on here, it says include team captain, so it's including me for my team. Okay, so my husband and I's account is at the top. And so what this is showing is where it says qualifying customer orders. this is how many of my personal, just level 1 customers are currently on SmartShip. Okay, that's what this is showing at the top. Qualifying customer orders is how many are on SmartShip. This isn't your total customers. It's not your green badge customers, just your orange badge SmartShip customers. Okay. And now what it's also showing me is for my levels 1 through 3. Okay. Some of these, most of these here are promoters because they have quite a few, right? Okay. But it's also in this report going to show me customers as well that have qualifying SmartShip orders under them. Okay, remember the endorsement bonus is Prove It Bucks. Okay, that's what that's referring to. So in order for your customer to get their Prove It Bucks to get free product, they need 2 qualifying customer orders, right? They need 2 people on SmartShip under them, and they're going to get their product free. Okay, so what's neat about this is, one, I can see my number of SmartShip orders, and what I can think about is, what is my total number of customers that I've ever brought on board? Okay, and what percentage of that is this number, right? This 38 for me. For me, this is about 10%. Okay, and in my mind, I'm like, man, I really want more than 10% of my total customers on SmartShip. So when I was looking at this report earlier today, this is eye-opening for me of a gap in my business where I need to be more intentional about helping my customers get on SmartShip. Now, SmartShip's not the end all be all of this business. You're going to have customers that just want to order when they want to order, and we're going to love those customers, which is great. But remember, customer retention, the less work you have to do to get orders in, the more you can go out and get those new ones, right? And the more your business can grow and can level up. Okay, so that's initially what this told me. The next thing, I'm going to filter mine so that it goes the opposite direction. So I'm going to go to sort right here. And it's by qualifying customer orders. I'm going to reverse this so it goes least to highest, and I'm going to apply. And it's going to take forever to load. Just give it a moment. Okay, so now this is showing me, okay, who in my levels 1 through 3 has at least 1 person on SmartShip under them. Okay, the reason this is a big deal is because these are conversations that I can have, and I can say, like, I might reach out to, I'm going to reach out to Kaylee, because Kaylee right here is my level 1. That means she's my personal customer. Okay, these others are in my levels 2 and 3, or maybe I'd reach out to Elizabeth. Okay, she has 1 person under her on SmartShip. So I might say, oh my gosh, Elizabeth, I wanted to make sure that you were aware of our customer free product program. Okay, because you have a SmartShip customer that you've referred under you. You only need 1 more, and you could get free ketones next month. Okay, so I'm going to start that conversation with her to see if she's interested in getting free ketones. Okay, what this also sometimes shows you, if you click, for some people, like I said, your list might be small, and that is okay if your list is small. Okay, if you're just on your personal screen, what I want you to gain from this is the awareness of the importance of SmartShip. And what we're going to talk about next is, how do you help people get free product? Okay, so what do you do? I'm going to give you some really focused, specific things to do. So what this also can show me sometimes, and I don't have an example right here, but let's say Sarah, this person, Sarah Hendricks, has 2 qualifying customer orders. So she has 2 people under her. I know she's getting her free product because she's also on SmartShip. But sometimes what you'll find is someone over here has 2 or maybe even 3, and this says false. And that means they just don't have their SmartShip turned on. Okay. And so that's really important for you to go have that conversation. Hey, all we have to do is set up your SmartShip, and you're going to be getting free ketones, because it might be that that person fell off, but the people under them did not. Okay. And so it gives you a chance to dig in, it gives you a chance to have conversations. The reason I wanted those of you who have promoters under you to pull up your team is because sometimes you have customers under customers, right? Not under promoters. And that customer doesn't know how to coach that person under them. But that person under them, their orders are not showing up in your pulse notifications, right? Their SmartShip canceling isn't showing up in your pulse notifications because they're not a level 1 to you. So it's really important for you to be able to look at your team and look at levels 1 through 3 and see who is close to getting that free product and who you can reach down to. If there is a promoter in between and I notice some trends, or I notice maybe someone who has 2 smart chips and they're not on smart chip, but there's a promoter in between us, I'm going to reach to that promoter. And from a coaching standpoint, I'm going to say, hey, you've got a customer underneath you who could be getting their product free. Do you want to get in the 3-way chat with them? We can talk with them about how to set up their smart chip, right? So it's an opportunity for me to coach someone underneath me of how to do this, right? So that's another thing that's amazing from this report. The other thing that this helped me to do, if you're looking at just your personal report, is that it's going to also help you to see, okay, how many of my promoters underneath me are getting their product free, and how many of my total smart chip customers are getting their product free. And I know that the amount that I have of personal customers that are getting their product free compared to how many of them are on smart chip is really sad. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I have one. Okay. I have one customer out of 38 that are on smart chip that has her product free. All my other ones that have their product free are all promoters, which is great. I've helped them become promoters, but I want to take that number from 1 to like 10, right? I want to really work on helping my customers be raving fans of this product. Because I'll tell you right now, how many of you would love to grow a large team, right? How many of you would love to have a big business, grow a large team, have lots of promoters underneath you? Yes, right? I mean, if we're a promoter, if we're doing this, we want to grow, we want to make money. That's why we're here, right? Okay. But most people who are successful in this business love the product. And those are the ones that stick around. Okay. They're the people who are raving fans. They believe in the product. They're going to have that thick skin when someone says something negative because they believe in it. Okay. So the best way for you to multiply your business and for you to truly grow your business is to help as many of your customers become raving fans, to get their product free, and then believe, because they got their product free, how simple this business can be to be a promoter and take it to the next level. It's step by step like that in order to truly create a large business. Okay, so I want to share with you what are 3 ways. I'm going to come off of sharing my screen. Okay, so if that was helpful for you guys pulling that report, drop a 1. That would be great. I couldn't see the chat the whole time. So if you guys were asking questions, I so apologize, but I hope this is helpful. Okay, so as you could see in that insights, there's other reports you can pull. That free, your smart chip free gift report is in there. You can pull and see who of your customers is going to get their free gift this month. That's something I did earlier in the week, and I sent out some text to those people and I said, hey, I'm so excited. It's your free gift month. Okay, couple things that does. 1, it's customer support, right? It's a chance for you to touch your customer and have a conversation, but it's also going to maybe help someone who might have decided to cancel their smart chip this month stay on because they're like, oh, I'm getting my free gift. You can also pull it for next month. You can look and see who's getting their free gift next month and send messages to those people to encourage them to stay on smart chip as well. So again, customer retention, keeping people on smart chip, keeping people happy, giving the best customer service we can. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about real quick is what are 3 ways that you can help your customers get free product? You're like, all right, Melissa, maybe my number was 0. How do I help my customers get free product? And there's 3 ways that I like to do this. And this is something we can talk more about. Okay, but the first one is obviously you want to have that conversation and say, hey, is getting free product every month something you'd like to do? A lot of times they'll say, yeah, but I don't want to sell anything. How many of you have heard that? Okay, that's okay. All right, so the workaround around that is say you don't have to sell anything. You can do it just as a customer, and it's my job to help you do that. Okay, so instead of asking, would you like to do a post on social media? Because you will most of the time get the answer no, or they'll just ghost you and not respond. So the next thing you say is, you write a quick post, okay, a very brief example post. And what I would say is something like, I never normally share things like this, but I have more energy than I have had in years, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing this drink with me. Okay, super simple. I picked one of the benefits I know that customer's enjoying. That's where it's important to ask your customer what benefits they're enjoying of the product, right? And I wrote something really simple. And then I take that and I say, hey, what if you posted something like this? And we just kind of got a feel for who might be curious about ketones. So I'm giving them something rather than saying, do you want to do a post? Because if you say, do you want to do a post, they might think, oh, links and this and that, and I don't want to do all that. I don't want to be salesy. But if you give them something that just piques a little bit of curiosity, okay, it's going to give them confidence. So I did this with a customer last month, and that same customer, she took that, she made it her own. She changed it up just a little bit, which is totally fine, but she posted it, and she had 19 people on that post say, what is the drink? And she was floored. She had no desire. She had told me, no, I don't want to promote. It's not my thing. Okay. And she was floored and she got really excited. So at that point, I said, just pass the baton to me, send him a message, say, hey, I'm not an expert at this. I'm new at it. I just know I feel amazing, but I'm going to connect you with my friend Melissa, and she can tell you a little bit more about it. Okay. And she would pass the baton, connect them to me, and we would help them get signed up. And guess what? After she got her third one to sign up, she said, so what is it, that thing about promoting? How do I make money doing this? Because she had confidence at that point that her network was interested. Now you might have someone post and they might not get 19 comments on it. I've had that happen too, and that is totally fine. But they might have a couple. And so it's a matter of helping them do that periodically. Okay. Helping them do it once and then maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, so that they can start to generate some conversations. And it's everyone's network is different. Everyone's level of influence is different. So that's the first thing, is offering a post, actually physically giving them a post to do that. The second one is simply just saying, hey, if you don't want to post on social media, that's fine. But if you have a sister, a cousin, a coworker that you think needs this in their life, and you've been talking with them about it or having a conversation, you can simply throw them in a chat with me, introduce them to me. You can text me, you can call me, whatever you want to do. So you're just encouraging them to connect them with you. Okay. The third one that you can do, which is probably the safest and least scary for someone who's brand new, is whatever customer support group you utilize in your business. Many people on here use keto and ketosis with ketones. It used to be Ignite the Burn, so I get so confused. But Ashley's big, large customer group, you can use that one. If you have your own personal like VIP group where you share little nuggets about ketones and talk about sales and that kind of thing, it could be that group. If your leader that you're under has a group, okay, for example, my husband and I have a recipe group, okay, that we talk about ketones in. So this is where you can simply ask that person, hey, do you just want to send out a couple invites and invite people to our support group? Okay, and in that case, the way all these groups are set up is people have to be approved to be in these groups. So I personally approve the people in my group. And so I can see who has invited them. So if I see that Lisa invited Karen, then I'm going to send a quick message to Karen. I message every single person who joins our group and I say, welcome. I say, hey, welcome to the Keto Butlers. We love to share our family's recipes and all things ketones. We're glad to have you. Are you currently on a keto or low carb journey? And so it gives me a chance. They simply invited them, and it gives me a chance to do the reach out as the person who runs that group or as an admin of that group. If you're not an admin of the group you're using, you can work with your leader and say, hey, I'm having some of my customers invite people to the group. And that leader who admins that group can help you by saying, hey, so-and-so invited this person, and give you a chance to reach out to them. Okay, and we as leaders can support you in that, if that makes sense. So those are kind of 3 ways that you can help your customers get free product. Now we're running out of time. I know we've gone over time, so I'm trying to be quick. But if you guys would like, one of the things I thought about doing was like a customer free product Zoom, where we had an opportunity to invite your customers who do want to get their product free, but maybe they're a little nervous about how to do it. We could actually do a Zoom where we can invite them to it. And then myself and maybe some other leaders can give some tips and ideas to those customers directly. And we can even get with them and say, all right, here's some ideas of what to post. Here's the script, things like that. And we can literally do it on the Zoom. And your customers can get posts up. They can maybe send a message. They can connect you. We can teach them how to do that to get their product free. And that's a way we as a community can support all of us getting our customers free product and support all of our customers. So if you guys like that idea, drop a yes or a 1 in the comments. And that's something that we can do. So awesome. Okay, fantastic. All right, so I think that's mostly what I was going to cover tonight. It's so important, guys, customer retention, utilizing these reports, looking at who your customers are that are referring people is going to help you to work smarter and not harder, right? You're not going to keep throwing fish in the boat and them dying. You're going to actually put them in water, keep them on ice, keep them alive so that you can continue to grow your business. And that's so important. So we only have 2 minutes left. I wanted to tell you guys real quick about, I mentioned that SmartShip free gift. I think it was Stephanie, maybe. I can't remember who was asking about it in the big team chat, but that's another report that we can dig into. But there is so much you can unpack out of that endorsement bonus report. In ways that you can utilize that. If you really sit and look at it and play with the numbers and see who these different people are, it can guide these conversations. I know a big piece of the Power of 5 income producing activity steps that are challenging for people is follow up or reach out to. You're like, who do I reach out to? I don't know, Melissa. Who do I follow up with? That's a perfect way for you to go in and look and see who you can have some conversations with. So I hope that you guys got some value out of this. I was super excited to share it with you. I would love to do more like tactical trainings like this and teaching you very specific strategies to move your business forward. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I think we stayed on track with our time. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for being on and spending some time with me. I hope you got something out of it. All right. Bye guys.